Bishop Luke Edwards was a charismatic leader. He inspired hope. His nonprofit, Reach Inc., promised a brighter future. Located in a struggling community, Reach Inc. offered job training and community outreach programs. Edwards quickly became a respected figure. He was known for his...
Bishop never lied about who he was. He never said he wasn't the son of a sharecropper. He never said he wasn't the son. He literally set the plantation up just like a sharecropper would. He had all the positions. If you go and research the way the plantation was set up with the sharecropper or the owner of the property being the first person in the lineup, it will give you an entire setup. And he had every setup, from the gardener, the driver, the nannies that took care of the children, the cooks. He had it all set up. So basically what he did was he rinsed and repeated what he learned. What I do know is Bishop acquired the land around 77. The waste management facility was established in 1978, which was a year after he acquired the land. With Bishop being in this small town, you have to ask yourself, why ML, Alabama? It's a historic location. What's your connection to it? What is the connection to it in terms of the waste management facility? And why would they choose such a small community of 12,000 people? 70% African American, 20% Caucasian, and the rest is other, 10% other. Well, you chose that area. The federal government has listed it as environmentally unjust. Then, for Bishop to be the only black man that I know who has escaped the scrutiny, the death threats, all the things that all the other black men or figures who were in his same position are either wiped out from blackmail or blackballing, or they are killed. He happened to escape all of that. How and why?
Reach Inc. As success attracted attention, one company, Waste Management, took a particular interest. Waste Management, a giant in the waste disposal industry, saw an opportunity. They wanted to build a new landfill. The proposed location? Right next to the community where Reach Inc. operated. Waste Management needed community support. They needed a partner. They found both in Bishop Luke Edwards and Reach Inc.
We were aware of the waste management facility, not the dangers it posed. And then we were concerned about, our focus was on buying land, having our own businesses. That was the talk that it was. It just didn't feel that way. I mean, it was all kind of crazy stuff going on, and it was old stuff that had already happened, and things dealing with this, and, people having children by him, and children growing up and realizing that they are his children, or other people questioning, why do these look alike? And I have stories for days about all that, but it was other things going on. So, trying to deal with all that and what was happening behind the scenes in terms of the purchases being made. We would hear about the purchases after they were made, or that we were thinking about making them, but we weren't privy to how this was done. We just know that we owned, as a people, we owned 2 truck stops, major highways. You have black men who've done less than that. They just started talking about what they wanted to do. All this land, the farms, the buildings, the hotels, the restaurants, you name it, they were bringing food. He had obtained the 501c3 in 1984 when I arrived, and I remember all the running around with the hoopla and, praise God for the 501c3. So, which was not long after they obtained the land, and then the Waste Management Facility Company placed their facility there. Well, people were dying, and sickly and having birth defects and children. And you knew this. You had to have known it. Who's going to be held accountable? Perhaps the company who's been making $35 million a year. I mean, of course, he needs to be held accountable to some extent, and some of those who worked with him and are still working with him. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that happens.